welcome to episode 3 of our house hunting journey. I forgot to start it before we looked at this first house today. It's a Friday, and we are looking at 4 today. And that first one, it was the biggest I think we've seen, which is over 2,000 square feet, but it looks like it was someone who was flipping it, then ran out of money or decided, you know what, nope, I don't want to deal with it anymore, whatever.
Stopped about 25% through.
Yeah. Realistically, it was like built in 1984, right? And then 80, oh, it was 87. Okay. But it was 2-story. It was great and like had a lot of potential. I think if it was a little bit further along, it would have made sense. But we are on our way to this next house, and I will remember to vlog. But yep, welcome to episode 3 of house hunting. Okay, we just finished with house 2. That one's also gonna be a no. They did some great updates to it, and they had it where the master bath, and then like the laundry room were all connected. So that's convenient. However, there's no garage. They took over like the 1-car garage that was in it and made the laundry room bigger, which doesn't make sense, but you know, that was their choice. And they used decent cabinets with soft close closers, and they did a really good job. However, it's just not for us. The living actual square footage was too small. I mean, and we couldn't figure out, like Jordan and I were trying to decide like how we'd even put a couch in. And so that one is definitely a no, and it was priced pretty high. So on to number 3.
I'm just thinking, like, you know, maybe not full time, but like, you know, if there's ever a hailstorm that hits or anything like that. So it'd be nice to be able to do that. And I think we could do that. One side is shorter than the other, so I would put mine in on the long side, and yours would go in on the short side.
Size.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah. I think they're blank canvases personally, and I really like the floors.
Yeah, I mean, master's a fantastic size.
Yeah, master's fantastic. This room's a fantastic size.
Yeah, and plenty of storage space for linens and everything.
Okay, so we just finished looking at house number 3, and that one is a really nice house. You just saw some clips of like the living room and some of the bedrooms. They definitely have updated it a little bit, and we would have to, you know, just put some work into it just to want to make it more ourselves and make it more our style. I definitely feel like eventually that kitchen would need to be remodeled, just for size and I think more functionality, and also for resale I think it would make sense. But it's definitely a contender. I would personally give it like a B. I don't know what you give it, Jordan.
Same on B.
The backyard was nice. It just didn't have like a full enclosed privacy fence, which again, that'd be another thing I would add personally. But is it something that had to be done right away? Like, I don't think anything in that house had to be done right away.
Oh, absolutely. We could just definitely buy it, move in, and then
we'll put and do our stamp when we want to, you know, as we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the yard was big enough for Milo, and also to put a garden in, and also to have like an outdoor like patio area. And they had like this really cool wood deck that I don't think we would need to replace. I think it was really nice anyways. But yeah, now we're on to our last house of the day, which our realtor loves the most. So
it's just based off the pictures. So.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting for sure. Okay, we just finished looking at the final house of the day, and it is definitely our favorite, and it's definitely a contender that we may think about putting an offer in. It's way bigger. It's in an area, well, I personally would like to be in. It's close to the lake, Louisville, and it's in a growing area. It's a really nice house. There's not a whole lot we would need to do to it. It's like been updated and well kept. And yeah, there's just so many positives to it. There's enough, you know, room I think for us right now, and for us to grow into it a little bit, and you know, also do some DIYs as well. It's not full overhaul, which I know Jordan loves particularly. But yeah, we're excited about this one, but we gotta head to a game, so we may go check out some houses tomorrow. Of course, I'll take you along. But yeah, we gotta head off to a game, and so I will see you guys tomorrow. Hello, good afternoon. We are headed to our next set of houses. It's Saturday, and We have 4 houses that we are looking at. 3 are within the same area, and it's a completely different area than yesterday. And this is actually more the area that Jordan wants to be in. And one is also up in the area near his parents' house. Price points are a little all over the place, it looks like. There's one that's like way under, and there's others that are kind of, 2 of them I think are definitely a little bit over, but we'll see. Sizing, they're a little bit bigger than the ones from yesterday, so that's a little bit of a plus and a little more potential to be able to be in the house longer. So we are headed to the first one. We're actually going to grab some food real quick, and then we'll head into the first one.
Putting some sort of comfort on this.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I would make it, like I said, I would kind of square it off somehow. I don't know. Like, the idea of the arch is cute, but I don't, putting some planters there would be nice, but like, the idea is cute, but just something about it seems off, and it's just like a...
It seems bigger.
Yeah, it definitely seems bigger.
It seems bigger than...
Okay, we just finished looking at house number 1. Come to find out, it is already getting under contract, so, but even then, I wasn't in love with it. I don't know if you were.
No, I mean, I did not see us living there even for
a second.
Yeah.
A year or whatever. It's definitely, if you were a flipper, definitely go for it. But I feel like the value of that house is way too high for what it is.
Yeah, what was it? Estimated like what, 340?
Yeah, 340, and I'm like,
No.
with all the old electrical, like the electrical, the HVAC definitely would need to replace, covered in popcorn ceilings, you know, still has the cabinets from 1970s, like they replaced
everything. Like it had the old radio system that they would have in the house, the
whole
system,
the whole intercom system, the old speaker system, the carpets were replaced and they repainted it, and they had some new floors in the living area,
but the bathrooms, none of the lights or anything. It
was, I can't believe that's worth 340, and that's another reason why I'm not really kind of a fan of this area either. It's just way more expensive for what you get.
Yeah.
And we would have to put a lot of work into it to even put any ROI, get any ROI actually.
Well, not to mention that it'd be a lot of plumbing stuff too, because
of the 1970s. Yeah.
Well, the shower fixtures, the head fixtures, they struggle very tight for you even as well.
Oh yeah,
they were at my
5'5".
chest height.
Yeah, I'm 5'5", so yeah, I'm really shocked that is worth between 320 and 349. I was like, no, thank you. So we're on to the next one, which also sounds like it's going under contract. So we'll have to see. I don't, you know, that all depends. But yeah, we're gonna head on over that way to house number 2 of the day.
No, you're right. They do have close over that way. So these windows are new.
Mm-hmm.
They've repaired. You know, it's tough because not all of these houses were built on all sides are up.
Yeah.
So that's what you can see. It's like it's
Yeah.
close down.
Okay, we just finished house number 2. I really like that house. I think, yes, there's going to be a lot of work that needs to go into it, but there's the potential of you having your own office without taking up any of the bedrooms. The bedrooms are a little small, except for the master's good size. I think good size yard. There's a lot of, like I said, a lot of potential. The kitchen is actually big, and there's potential to make it better. I mean, what do you think?
No, absolutely. Some interesting things that definitely would need to be changed to make it more functional, like the pantry not opening up into the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
You have to go around the peninsula to get to it.
Mm-hmm.
Some bigger projects in terms of like area of the house.
Yes.
And then obviously the kitchen that's a big financial project.
Yeah.
But as you said, like, good possibility of me getting an office / a game room. that doesn't take up a bedroom, which is nice. And then, yeah, the bedrooms were a little bit on the smallish side, but decent size.
Yeah.
I mean, like, especially for the square footage of the house. And where a lot of that square footage does go into. So, it's not bad. The backyard's not terribly bad. It's got irrigation built in, which is one thing we haven't really seen a whole lot of, so that's good.
Yeah, and because that's very expensive to put in. For you, it doesn't beat the house from yesterday that we really like, our top house from yesterday that we really like.
I don't think it beats it for you, but you definitely like this one.
I like, well, for me, I'm thinking from like a DIY standpoint. Like if I was a flipper, like, I would like that house, and I see the potential and the payoff of that potential. However, I see the point. Like, I see the point of like, look, it's going to take a lot of work, and would it be really worth it? In the end, and honestly, it's not the location I want to be in either.
Right, and I think that's kind of a negative for you. Not kind of. It's definitely a negative for you. But is it a location that you could see yourself living in?
On it, like, there is stuff around here, but personally, for the things that I like to do and I want to do, it's not where I want to be.
Yeah, it's not conducive to that stuff.
It's not conducive to that stuff. So that's, that's that. But
all in all, it's a nice house. As we said before, we went in to go see it. It appears that it is going under contract, but who knows what exactly that means.
And what we have noticed, honestly, is that things are going under contract and then getting back on the market. I've noticed that for multiple houses recently that we have seen and liked. So, I mean, there's that. So, we're actually we didn't get to grab a bite to eat, so we're gonna grab a bite to eat on the way to the third house, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so we just finished with house number 3, and it was a very well done remodel, and they definitely went with more of a mid-century modern kind of feel. It was staged that way, and it was black and white, so it definitely had it to where it was like a neutral palette that you can, customize with the way you wanted it. It looks like it was a younger couple, and like their parent was living with them. Had more bedrooms, had 4 bedrooms, but the bedrooms were pretty small. Master suite had a very small walk-in closet and bathroom, and tiny kitchen. I want to say that had the same amount of counter space we have now with our apartment, and
no dishwasher.
And no dishwasher, which was very odd for a house in this day and age, especially one that's been remodeled. So that's definitely gonna be a no. It just was too small. Like, on paper, it makes sense. Okay, you got 1,200 square feet. You got more bedrooms than we initially than our minimum that we want. But like, that kitchen was just if that kitchen was like a little bit bigger, I would say sure.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, the way to do that if you were going to be a flipper is to make it a 3-bed, 2-bath. Remove one of those bedrooms, make that like the suite part of the master suite, and then add some space to the kitchen area and get that all fixed up. Because once you do that and you make that kitchen bigger, it'd be a good house. I mean, it's well taken care of.
Yeah, and it looks like the owners took pride in it and made sure the outside was completely repainted. And it looks like anything that was an issue, they fixed. Like, I didn't see any structural issues. Realtor didn't see any structural issues. So, it wasn't the house for us. Like, it was great, yeah. Honestly, floors were redone, bathrooms were redone. Move-in ready almost feeling. It's just, for us particularly, it doesn't make sense. And I think for that couple, I think they figured out too, it didn't make sense because of the fact that, maybe they have a parent living with them. Maybe they want to start a family. There's just no room for what they want to do. Yeah. So we're on to the last house. It seems pretty promising. It's in an area that we both agree on. It's under budget, so we'll have to see. Okay, so we just finished looking at the last house, and that's definitely a no. It is a full-on gut project, and we can see why. We're also on a bumpy road, so sorry if this is shaky, but we can see why it was priced so low. I mean, the bones are great. If you're an investor, it makes sense. But we're not looking to immediately go in, completely renovate it, and sell right away. Like,
well, yeah, I mean, even as an investor coming in and wanting to flip it, you definitely need to take a closer look at that, because there was probably a fair bit of foundational issues that you'd have to get fixed, and so that's just some extra cost and everything. So it was listed really low, and even as an investor, I'd go well below list price.
Oh, I wouldn't even go lower than that. And you know, Pete probably, there was someone else there, and honestly, probably would do all cash. And honestly, I'm not a fan of the area. Jordan, you're not a fan of the area, so it's just overall no. So today has been a dud.
Yeah, unfortunately, almost all the houses we looked at were pretty much a dud. The two most interesting houses are under contract or going under contract, so it's tough to really be excited. You know, as much as the third house was nice looking, it's just not enough for us. It'd be a 2-year max place,
which makes no sense.
Which is not. It doesn't make sense. So
yeah. So fortunately, today's a dud, but we're gonna, you know, think about and talk a little bit about one of the houses we saw yesterday, the one that we really liked, and see if maybe we can put an offer on that one. But to be honest, I don't know for 100%, so we just need to discuss it more. Yeah, so that's the end of day 2 on this, and then we'll update y'all tomorrow on what we decide to do on that house that we saw yesterday. Well, hello. So I realized that I didn't finish off this episode. At least I don't, you know. And so we ended up deciding to not put an offer on that house that we really liked that we saw on Friday. It was just too over budget, and there was already multiple offers on it, and it just didn't seem right. Like, just so we decided to not go for it. And honestly, I'm like kind of glad. And with the wedding is now less than 2 weeks away, we're legitimately taking a break until after the wedding and the honeymoon, just because there's so much that needs to be done for that. And you know, going in looking at houses takes a lot of time and a lot of energy, and right now we're, you know, our living situation's okay. Like, we still have some time on the lease at the apartment, and we are not in a super rush just yet. So yeah, we're legitimately taking a break, and we're waiting till after the wedding. So this next episode will be after the wedding, and we'll just see what happens. So thank you again for watching this video. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for the next episode on this house hunting gauntlet, and our home search gauntlet. That's what I've called it, because honestly, in this market, it's tough. And also, there's a lot of wedding videos and vlogs on my channel, as well as makeup as well. So if you are interested in that, I would love for you to subscribe. And thank you again for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.